We just had a briefing on the trail by Canada Parks in Port Renfrew. Now we're going to the Gordon River Trailhead to start hiking north towards Bamfield. After the boat trip and climbing up quite a steep ladder, the West Coast Trail is finally on its way. Ups and downs, rocks, water, mud, slippery sections and ladders. This first couple of hours of the West Coast Trail, I can see why they say it takes between 1 and 2 kilometers per hour. Yeah, I've been walking 300 meters now and 10 minutes already. So there are some interesting obstacles. It's not as slow as I thought. 2 hours in, even with the ladders delaying me significantly, I'm still walking about 3 kilometers per hour. The trail is marked. There are one of these yellow signs every kilometer or so, maybe every couple of 100 meters, but these pink ribbons can be found everywhere on the trail, so you can't miss them. But I mean, as you can see, it's super difficult to get lost here. How are you gonna miss the trail? 1 kilometer to Thrasher Cove campsite. I was thinking of continuing to Camp Bay because I have more than enough time, but it's low tide tomorrow morning and it's high tide now, and I want to go and see the caves on the beach. So to see that, I have to get that low tide. So I think I'll just camp at Thrasher Cove and continue in the morning. So it's the end of day 1. I'm camping at the beautiful Thrasher Cove. You can see there are quite a few people camping here tonight. Most of them are actually at the end of the hike, so hiking in the opposite direction. I thought to continue and walk another 9 kilometers and go to Campus Bay, but the tide was too high and then I couldn't walk on the beach. I would have had to go through the forest. So tomorrow morning I'm getting up early. I'm going to try to start walking at 7 so that I'm passing on the beach at low tide and I can see the caves from the beach.
They're like, I'm pretty sure the same.
There's Texas. It's probably long for another freeway.
Just a nighttime stroll.
So I just left Thrasher Cove on my way to Campus Bay, I'm quite chuffed that I managed to wake up at 5:30, 5:45, whatever, to make it for low tide at the cave. So you can see it's raining today. It's going to take some bouldering and climbing to scramble over these big rocks. Wet and slippery, and yeah, you definitely would not be able to get past here at low tide, at high tide. Yay! A little bit of flat sand. It's quite hard work scrambling over these rocks and pieces of wood without breaking your neck. So you can see these rocks on the coast are covered by barnacles, mussels, yeah, so much life. It's really cool. Unfortunately, there's nobody else to film now, and I don't have hands to hold the camera while I'm climbing over these boulders and huge logs and things. But yeah, to get over this, it is much slower than walking through the forest, or even with the ladders was for me yesterday. My average speed so far, I've been walking 33 minutes on the first kilometer, so it's slower than 2 kilometers per hour. It just takes forever, but it's actually fun. I've just sat on my ass for the second time. It is super slippery. Very nice to walk a bit on the beach again. The sun is shining, it's not raining anymore. So this is the real hole in the rock. 3.9, so say almost 4 kilometers from Thrasher Cove, slogging over the rocks for about 2 hours. So this is the reason why I got out of bed super early in the morning, to make it to these caves on low tide. Since I've left the hole in the rock, it's been smooth, fast walking. You can see it's nice and flat, so it's quick. Still a couple of rocks to climb over, but a lot less hectic. So if it stays like this for a while, then I can maybe make up a little bit of ground. There were 2 orcas just here with me now, just this kelp patch here. You could see both of them so clear, faces, fins, everything, and then yeah, by the time I got my camera ready, they were unfortunately gone. I'm still waiting and hoping that they're gonna show. Probably a little bit to the right now. Okay, so here's the sign. Back into the woods. Was walking 7 kilometers, 3 hours from Thrasher on the beach. Yeah, now it's 2 more kilometers in the woods to the next campsite, to campus. Back in the woods, so there's some decks, paths. You can see again lots of mud and probably some ladders coming out. And we are back on the ladders. Yes, you can see here the ladders just keep on going and going and going. It's quite far down. So this is a cable car that you can use to pull yourself across the river. I think it's easier if you're 2 people. But as you can see, the river is actually quite empty now, so what most people told me is they just take off their shoes and cross it. It's just much easier and quicker. Okay, so it's not always that great if you think it's just mud on the path and it ends up being almost a knee-deep mud pool. I don't know how I'm gonna get this cleaned up. Finally, I've arrived at the hectic ladders for the Culite campsite that everybody's been telling me about. They say it's a lot of ladders going far down and then again a lot of ladders going far up. So I've walked 15.5 kilometers, 6 hours and 45 minutes, almost that for the day. So the weather prediction was quite wrong. Today was a very rainy day. Quite a hard day, much slower than I thought. This is a typical tent meal. I just boiled some water and I made one of these dehydrated beef meals. Southwest style masala with cheese. Which will of course be followed by a coffee. This is my house inside. Today kicked off with a lot of ladders. I think we did 6 ladders. That's quite a climb with a backpack and a wet ladder. And now I'm going into the woods. Expecting a lot of mud like yesterday. Today I am however ready for the mud. I am wearing my Gaiters. So hopefully that'll help a bit. Let's get this show on the road. So much for Gaiters or whatever. It's raining again. It's super muddy. Pools of mud. Everything is wet. I stepped in a big puddle of mud by accident and my socks wet, shoes wet, everything wet. You can see here it's very messy. Finally, so coming from Culite, I'm finally at the beach. It was, yeah, quite a struggle through the mud. Now I'm going from that to that. Looking forward to walking on the beach for a while. just make sure you check your tide table if you want to walk on the beach. You can only walk here below when the tide is below a certain level. So if the tide's above 3 meters, you won't make it past this section of beach. Well, there's quite a nice waterfall about 3 or 4 kilometers off the beach. That's a good place to stop for a lunch break. We are about 2 kilometers from Cribbs Creek. Yay! It's been a good day, but a tough one. Lots of mud, lots of rain, and we're just taking a quick water break. I'm just taking a quick water break at this awesome lighthouse on the way. So this is my campsite. I'm busy making dinner. This is sort of standard camping dinner on the trail for me. I boil some water with my little stove. I'm checking clothes now since it's boiled. And then I usually make noodles with tuna. Or otherwise, one of these packs of dehydrated camping food. Today is an amazing day. I'm actually wearing sunglasses and a clean short sleeve shirt. Very excited, very cool. The rain stopped. We're out of the mud. The first 6 or 7 kilometers today is on the beach. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good day. Oh yeah, and we're heading to the Crab Shack. That's the one spot on the way where you can buy food. So everybody is super excited to go there, drink a couple of beers, eat a crab, and then keep on moving. So we are super lucky here. There are 5 otters just here on the bank across from us. I only see 4 in the picture now. I don't know where the other one is. You can see today it's a different day. It's a sunny day, very nice, and yeah, let's go. So this is definitely another section not quite passable on high tide. It's super low now. Yeah, 9 o'clock, and I think 9:30 it's low this morning. So we're walking past here on low from Cribbs Creek, heading to the waterfall. Oh, such a fun day. We've been walking on the beach now for 7.5 kilometers. Awesome, so it looks like we've arrived at the ferry crossing.
Alright.
You got this plane, yeah.
There's no difference between 55.
You have to stop at the crab shack. It's the best beer you'll ever have.
That's how you crush a crab.
If you go from Port Renfrew to PACHEENA Bay, they count from 75 to 0. So I have 24 more kilometers to go. If you go the other way around, they count from 0 to 75. So today's the last day. Yeah, heading to Bamfield, only 12 kilometers to go. It was an amazing hike, but I am sort of glad that it's coming to an end. See, my water is boiling. Yeah, people heading that way are packing in a hurry because they've got a very long day ahead of them today. We only have a short day, so we'll be finished not too late. So there's a little black bear right in front of me. Check there. He's busy scratching in the seaweeds on the rock. Don't know what he's trying to eat there, but he's definitely eating something. Oh, he's looking at me. Maybe, I don't know if I should walk around or go away or... So we're super lucky to get this bear on the way. I've been hiking around Canada for, well, more than 2 weeks now and I haven't seen a bear yet. But yeah, now we're waiting for him to move out of the way that we can get past the point before the tide catches us. You see there are quite a few other people sitting, also waiting for the bear to move away. So the toilets on the West Coast Trail is very simple. It's long drop toilets. And when you finished using it, you just throw some sawdust in that they have in the back of all these toilets. Something that's amazing about the West Coast Trail is that you can pitch your tent on the beach every night. You can check, there's a lot of space for camping on the sand. There's some people camping on the beach. My tent is pitched very close to the ocean. I just decided because it's the last night, I'm not going to camp on the sand and try to get the minimum amount of sand in my tent. But it is really very cool. You must just always be very careful to pitch your tent above the high tide mark so that the ocean doesn't come and chase you away at night.
I loved my West Coast Trail trip. It was really awesome. I mean, we walked on the beach for hours every day. Our average walking time per day was 6 to 7 hours, and after that we walked more than half right on the beach. We saw so much wildlife. I mean, today we saw a black bear on the beach. We had to wait half an hour for him to pass. We saw a big pod of orcas right in front of us for quite a while. We saw, yeah, really was an amazing trip.
But it's not over yet. There's still one day left. I'm just getting a little bit nostalgic towards the end here. So the hard work is going to start now when they stop, and I have to pull them up here. So this is the absolute highlight of every day. After every day, sit in front of your tent after a long day's hiking and make a dehydrated meal. Today I'm having a Kathmandu style curry. Some peas, rice, meat, whatever, spicy and absolutely very delicious. The morning of day 6, finally the last day of the West Coast Trail. It was an awesome trip, but I think everybody is sort of keen to be going. I can see that everybody got up early and started packing at 7 o'clock, and we don't want to miss the shuttle. The shuttle leaves at 1:45 from PACHEENA Bay. We are at Michigan. So this is our last ladder. Less than a kilometer to go. On 12 we'll be finished. We're on 11 point whatever now. So yeah, this is almost the end of 75 kilometer 6-day hike, and it was absolutely awesome.
Hey baby!
How was it, guys? Good?
That was awesome!
Very fun. So good. Yeah, they're all lying. It was pretty hard.
There was this one guy on the trail.
Yeah.
He's like vlogger or something. The worst.
Oh, that annoying guy, I know.
And some weird accent too.
I don't know.
Yay!
We were supposed to go to Walburn in day 2.